Good afternoon. Let me ask you, what would make a perfectly sensible Chinese teacher live her comfortable life to travel 50 hours across the planet to a small Brazilian city, a barely known food on many Chinese search engines? The truth is, the seed for this journey was planted many years ago, with a single word shouted across my university campus in China: wait. Back then, I was just a student named Xingxing or Jessica, fascinated by the world outside and desperate to practice English. One day, I saw the British teacher for the second-year class walking away. My heart raced, and I said, "Oh, I'd like to go say hello." But my friend hesitated. "We don't know him. Will he even talk to us?" Then the voice inside me said, "How do you know the answer is no if you never try?" So I shouted, he stopped, we talked. In that conversation, I had my first true taste of a world beyond my own. Language stopped being the exam subject and became a bridge. That teacher was my first window to the world. And I promised myself I would one day become such a window for others. So years later, when chance came to come to Brazil, I remembered that wait. Besides, I also come because of a misunderstanding. You see, back in China, we all know about Brazil for three things: football, carnival, and that is usually where knowledge stops. So when I got the opportunity to come here, I imagined myself teaching Chinese to samba dancing football stars. Turns out, my students in Santa Maria are as confused by Portuguese grammar as I am. But what I discovered was far better than what I had imagined. Santa Maria has become my home, my classroom, and my portal into a beautiful world of cultural surprises. It all started at Sao Paulo airport. Feeling a bit cold, I searched desperately for one thing: hot water. I circled the terminal again and again, but what I found were dispensers offering agua natural or agua gelada, room temperature or ice cold water. In China, hot water isn't just a drink, it's a lifeline. We even joke that a thermos cup is the ultimate symbol of adulthood. But why? This practice stems from ancient traditions and practical health beliefs. Rooted in Taoist and Buddhist philosophies, it aligns with the concept of balancing yin and yang. Traditional Chinese medicine advocates warm beverages to aid digestion, improve blood circulation, and dispel coldness from the body. Historically, boiling water also served as purification against the waterborne diseases. This cultural habit persists as both a daily wellness ritual and social etiquette, with hot water being universally available in homes and public spaces across China. Then at the hotel, I asked for water and was handed a bottle, Gong Gas. That was my first taste of sparkling water, and it felt magical. That was my first lesson. Even the smallest or simplest elements of daily life can hold a surprise. And that was just the beginning. I discovered that culture is written in our gestures. In Brazil, greetings are warm and physical. Hugs, cheek kisses. It is a language of touch, a direct expression of emotion. In China, our affection is often quieter, more implicit. We show our love through actions, not just the embraces. I could imagine returning home after 2 years. My parents won't rush to hug me. Instead, they will say, "Oh, you're back. Come in, sit down, and enjoy the food. Your mother has prepared all your favorite dishes." There, it will be a table overflowing with food and their love served in every steaming bowl. As they watch me eat, listening to my stories, and gently reminding me, "Honey, try this meat dish before it gets cold." See, same love, different dialects. Then I learned about time. Once, I was running late for class. I had taken the wrong bus, gotten lost, and ended up by sprinting through the streets, frantically messaging my colleagues. Finally, I arrived 10 minutes late, filled with apologies. In China, a teacher being late would be a serious matter. Well, my students just smiled and said, "Tudo bem, professora. It's okay." Soon, I learned that in Santa Maria, life has a different rhythm. A 7:30 a.m. class might start at 7:40. A 1:30 p.m. departure often means 2. There is a beautiful, relaxed flexibility that initially challenged my structured sense of time. And now, I learned to breathe and to adapt. My classroom itself was the mirror of our differences. In Brazil, the teacher is a facilitator on one side, while students take center stage in the vibrant exchange of ideas. They question, debate, and think out loud. In China, the teacher has traditionally been the sage on the stage, a figure of authority. This role has its root in a Confucian principle of respect for teachers and their ways, which views educators as guardians of knowledge and moral wisdom. In such a system, the classroom prioritizes collective harmony. Students listen first, reflect later, and may hesitate to interrupt, concerned that their questions might be too simple or disrupt the group's learning. Neither way is better. They simply represent different paths to learning. Then I also saw a different definition of beauty. Brazil is a paradise of sweets and cheese. Well, I love it, but a part of me still hears the Chinese voice that prizes slim figure and fair skin. And here, I see a beautiful confidence. People of all shapes or sizes wear what they love, radiating a self-assurance that is truly inspiring. It is a celebration of individuality. Even the word invitation carries a different weight. In China, to invite someone often means you're the host, the planner, and often the one to pay. It is a significant gesture. So I was hesitant until a friend asked, "Hey, Jessica, why don't you ever invite us?" I explained my fear of the responsibility, and he laughed and said, "Come on, just invite. We'll figure out the rest ourselves." You see, I learned that in Brazil, an invitation is simply an opening for connections rather than a burden of organization. So many differences. It would be easy to feel overwhelmed. But then I started to see beautiful similarities that bind us. First, the anchor of family. Once, a student asked me if children in China still live with their parents after 18. Yes. We have a saying, while parents are alive, one must not travel far. We cherish filial piety very much. And here in Brazil, I found the same powerful bond. I was welcomed into family gatherings, meeting grandparents, uncles, aunts, sharing laughter, food, and hugs at Christmas celebration. The warmth was instantly familiar. Second, a shared heart of hospitality. From the restaurant manager who found an English-speaking girl to guide me through the menu, to the supermarket employee who saw my confusion of the cleaning products and asked in English, "Can I help you?" Those moments of kindness needed no translation. They are just the same language of generosity we speak in China. And third, a kind of unspoken understanding. English is a foreign language for both of us. Sometimes I speak Chinglish, Chinese English, and you speak Brazinglish, but somehow we connect. One day, I was explaining a grammar point, and one native English speaker in my class looked completely lost. But the rest of my Brazilian students were nodding. "Yes, Professor, we understand." And they explained it back to me perfectly. See, our shared non-native perspective created a bridge that he could not cross. That was a powerful reminder that sometimes perfect grammar is less important than a shared intent to connect. This journey has taught me that the world is not just the checklist of right and wrong. It's a kaleidoscope. There is a core concept in Chinese culture, 和, which means harmony. It does not mean to being the same. It means we can find a beautiful and balanced unity amidst our differences. It means to seek common ground while respecting distinctions. And now the circle is complete. That young girl who shouted "wait" to a British teacher is now the one being asked questions in Brazil. I am not just the student looking out of the window. I am the window itself. My friends, our comfort zones are cozy, but the world outside is vast and magnificent. Stepping out allows us to see that for every difference that seems to divide us, there is a shared human value that connects us. I'm not just a Chinese teacher in Brazil. I have become a bridge. As I learn about the world, I hope a little part of the world, through me, learns about China. And together, in our beautiful, diverse dance of differences, we can build a shared future for all of humanity. Thank you.